Why stay local?
From the clubs to the radio to the streets.
When you can go global. We are the all-new B100 World Hit Radio.
The youngest legend in film is here, baby. He's here. Datari Turner's in the building, man. What's happening?
Yo, what's poppin'?
20 years
for having me.
20 years in film producing, 100 hours of credit under your belt, and you're only 18. How'd you do it?
Hey, I'm a lot older than 18, but you know, hey, I drink a little bit of water. And black don't crack as long as you do that. Get in the gym a little bit.
I hear you, man. So how's everything going for you, brother?
Hey, it's been amazing, man. It's definitely, been blessed. The franchise is doing well. Growing Up Hip Hop, we're starting season 4 of the original Growing Up Hip Hop, and literally just started production on season 2 of Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta this week.
No doubt. Season 2, Atlanta. Did you expect that to be as big as it is?
It's interesting. I've been doing this a long time. I produced 30 films and, created 10 TV shows. And a lot of times, you can think something is going to be really big and it's not, So for me, I just try to take the approach of I just want to, just put points on the board. I try to, if I can keep getting base hits, I'm good. And so, I think the expectation of it is it's like when you do hit a home run, it's a blessing. And I thank God and that, people are receiving the show so well.
Yeah, and what I do applaud about you is the fact that you're shining the light on the more positive aspect. Even though it's reality TV, it's not the drama-filled craziness. Is that something that you definitely hold high, is important to you?
No, absolutely. I mean, my mission statement in life is that, I'm an artist, and I think that, we have a big responsibility. People, first of all, just to be real, United States is a superpower. Listen, we not top 10 in education. We, China owns half of us almost. We don't have, other militaries rival ours. Now, reason why we're a superpower is because of our entertainment business. We create culture around the world. So we have an opportunity, for images and to be responsible for images and being a young black man. My parents always talked about legacy. And when I saw my first show, The Ultimate Hustler with Damon Dash, I remember Damon saying that when him and Jay started Rockefeller in the early 90s, they named their company after a rich, prominent white family because they didn't really know any prominent black families at the time. Diddy was just coming up. Russell didn't have kids yet. So I think it's really great to see how hip-hop and entertainment has, all these years later, now you have these legacies of families.
Right.
And the second, black people were second and third generations of money. So, it's all about black excellence, and that's the reason why I wanted to do this show.
Absolutely. And speaking of black excellence, Atlanta is definitely close to the definition of black excellence and black Hollywood. What's your take on that? The booming
it's
industry.
Incredible. I love black. Atlanta is the new black Hollywood. I'm shooting a film here in February with Making Good, my partner shop with Making Good. And just want to continue to create jobs and hire people that look like us. And I love ATL. Shout out to ATL, man. It's just a really great people. It's great to see, a lot of black people here doing their thing.
And you know what? That's important too, because the way Trump is acting right now, we gonna have to take care of us.
We gotta take care of us. We gotta. Let me plug that actually. I just wrapped a film called A Boy, A Girl, A Dream, starring Omari Hardwick, plays Ghost on Power, Making Good, and Jay Ellis is on Insecure. And the film is it's a love story set on the night of the election, which was a very difficult night for a lot of people. But like you said, we gotta take care of us.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Maisha,
Yes.
I see you staring a little. I have a factoid for you. Did you know he was the first African-American Abercrombie and Fitch model?
I didn't know that. But he has the look, so I'm not surprised.
He had the googly eyes. What's up?
Oh man. that was 20 years ago. Well, it's interesting. I started off, my foray into entertainment was, I was a fashion model. I got signed by the Ford modeling agency when I was
crazy.
19. And my first video was Escape, Old School, and I'm Dreaming. I was the lead man, and then my little
Okay, now I get it.
I was the lead, man, too. So Shout out to Escape and Andy and Tiny.
I was going to ask you, how did you transition from modeling into producing and writing? So that's kind of through the videos and it just...
Yeah, well, for me, like, when I was 22 years old, I was living in New York, and I had 3 billboards at the time. I was the face of Sean John, and I just started. I started thinking about what my life was gonna look like at 30, at 40, and I was doing really well, but I was having like a midlife crisis at 22 because I was like, I've always been a planner, and I don't know if I can do this, in 20 years. So I went back to the other thing that I loved outside of sports when I was a kid, which is movies. And I bought 2 books. One was called Writing Treatments That Sell and Save the Cat, which teaches you how to structure a screenplay. And the book told me to write about something I knew. So that was when I wrote my first screenplay, Video Girl, with Making Good.
One of my favorite movies.
Thank you so much. And I wrote that script in 12 days. After reading the book. Obviously did a ton of drafts after that, but I wrote about something I knew, and I was kind of like the leading guy in all these music videos, and I wanted to tell a story that had a great message. So that's kind of how it started.
And I feel like you definitely portray that message for everyone. So as far as this mastering class on film, you had this class yesterday, right?
Yes, correct.
And tell everybody a little bit about this class.
Well, for me, like, I think that, we have to empower, our youth. We got to give back. We got to mentor. I try to speak at as many film schools as possible and mentor as many people as possible. I'm proud to say out of the 30 movies that I've done, I've worked with, half of the movies have been made with first-time directors.
Right.
We discovered Ryan Destiny, who's a star.
Okay.
Now, my film Girl Like Grace, we discovered Michael Rainer Jr., who's on Power.
Right.
So in my film Love with Common. So for me, it's all about giving back. My mission statement in life is I have to be giving back just as much as I receive.
Exactly.
And so for me, like, it's great to go out there and be able to share truly, knowledge and try to help people, aspiring filmmakers, try to achieve their goals.
And I feel like that's important because, peers around me, people are so talented, but they're just missing the guidance. They don't know the next step to take in order to make their dreams come true. I feel like everyone's misguided and just waiting on that big break, but don't know exactly how to get there.
Yeah, if I had to give one, piece of advice to aspiring filmmakers, I would just say the number one thing that you have to have in this business is more important than talent. It's perseverance. Because the business is designed to beat you up.
Exactly.
It is. And I'm a true believer that you can't have a backup.
Right.
Like, you have to, like,
no plan,
fully commit and say, this is
what I'm
gonna do with my life.
Right.
If you go into something and say, well, I can always go back to law school, I can always run a family business, if this doesn't work out in a year, you're never gonna be fully committed. And as a man of faith, I feel like God, wants to see how bad you want to see.
Exactly.
And
nothing's given.
So you gotta go all the way in. And if you do that and you believe in God and keep your integrity and be a good person and work hard, I believe that God will reward you.
And I agree.
No doubt, I do too. Takes 20 years for an overnight success, right?
Well, they say, yeah. Hey, listen. They say 10 years is an overnight success. I've been in the business 20 years.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm still continuing to grow myself.
Right.
But I don't want to do anything else with the rest of my life but produce film and TV.
Dope.
And all the guys that I admire, the Jerry Bruckheimer's and Spielbergs and the Scott Rudin, all those guys are in the 70s. So I still want to be producing film and TV and be on top of my game. So it's a marathon race. It's not a sprint.
Word.
Exactly.
I got a question. If you could work with anybody, dead or alive, in your next film, who would you have?
Well, most of my idols are people, behind the scenes. But you mean from an acting
talent-wise, yeah.
My favorite, I would say my favorite 3 actors of all time would be Al Pacino,
Okay.
De Niro, of course, and Denzel. So, you know, any of those guys, you know, it would obviously.
Blue Nova Beats, boy.
Well, time for the Power 3 questions. These questions are going to change your life. Okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Martin?
Martin for me.
All right.
I'm a Martin guy.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
No,
They both,
depends on how old you are.
game changing shows. And shout out to Will. Shout out to Martin. I'm a Martin guy. You know, he's just super fun.
Good answer. People would be surprised to know that Datari likes to listen to what in his car?
Oh man, I listen to like Kenny G and Enya.
Okay,
And,
cool, relaxing.
Just really
Real smooth.
Yeah, like I love those two artists, among with a lot of trap music.
All right, here we go.
Everybody gotta have a little trap in them.
Right,
Just a little.
absolutely.
This is the big one. After this interview, we're dropping you off on a deserted island. We're going to give you 3 albums for 90 days. Which ones are you going to take?
3 albums.
For 90 days.
That's all you get.
I would say the Rocky soundtrack.
Oh.
Slick. You got a variety right there.
Right.
I would say Tupac, Me Against the World.
Of course.
Nice.
And then, man, it's a tough question. That's tough.
Think about the trap, baby.
Man.
You're going to have to turn up.
Man, I don't know. It's so many. Probably. Man, that's tough. Probably either Michael Jackson Thriller or the Sting Desert Rose album.
Good choice. We'll take that. Datari Turner, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, man, we always appreciate you around, your words. I love the pro-blackness. I mean, that's so important right now. We see what's happening in the world. And is there anything you want to plug or any way we can reach you?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to plug, you know, the Power Awards, you know, that I'm executive producing with my partner who created the HBCU Power Awards, Rashad Belcher, this Friday, Jada Pinkett Smith. Will be there, Farnsworth Bentley, Deion Cole. It's going to be a really great award show. And you can follow me at Twitter at Datari Turner, Instagram at Datari Turner, and watch Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. Coming soon, season 2.
I'm excited.
Nice. And if you want to watch the video, you can watch it on our YouTube channel, B100 World Hit Radio on YouTube. Also log on to B100 World Hit Radio, download our app, do what you got to do, and make sure you look out for this brother because he's going to be making movies well into his 80s. And,
Amen. Your mouth to God's ear.
some classics too. I could feel it, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming by. All right, keep it locked, man. More music coming up. All new B100 World Hit Radio. Let's get it.
Why stay local
From the clubs to the radio to the streets.
when you can go global? We are the all new B100 World Hit Radio.